All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Q&A session with me, Serial Entrepreneur. As always, if you are watching the replay, you can go ahead and flash forward just a little bit as I'm going to take the first 5 to 10-ish minutes to say hello, get to know all of my viewers. And then after that, obviously, we'll get into the Q&A session for today. What I would like for you to do is, whether you're watching this stream live or whether you're watching the replay, do me a favor, post anything positive that happened for your agency. And it doesn't have to be getting a client, although those are very positive things. So if you did land a new deal, go ahead and feel free to share that. But also, even if you got your business license set up, or if you got your SOPs in place or started building your team, or you priced your services and you got that ready, your packaging, your niche, whatever it is that you feel, even the small wins are good wins. So even if you have a small win, go ahead and put those in the comments as well. And again, if you guys are on the live, you can go ahead and put it in the chat, a win that you guys had as well. Kevin and Jamie, what's going on, guys? What part of Florida are you from, Kevin? I was born in Florida. All my family pretty much lives there too. I'm from the Cocoa Beach area, right south of Orlando, if you know where that is. Jason, what's going on, buddy? Y'all do me a favor as well. If you're sitting here, hit the thumbs up button. That'll help people hop in a little bit faster, send out the notification faster, and get on the search page so that way we can get some new agency owners on the call. It's always good to have a diverse group of people. That way you learn more. Lakeland, I used to have a client in Lakeland when I was working in Jacksonville. It was a bank. I can't even remember the name of the bank anymore. It was so long ago. It was, what was that? 7 years ago? Wow. That was a long time ago. 5 a.m. in India. Gaurav. I'm going to guess Gaurav. I think I got that right. Way to stay committed, man. I don't get up at 5 a.m. I hate waking up at 5 a.m. I actually was watching this... what's it called? It's something about sleep, though. It's on Netflix. It's a new thing that came out, and they talk about all the myths of sleeping. Whether, it's better if you wake up early and start your day early versus those people who work late. What they actually found was it's different for every person. Some people's energy levels within their body kind of release at different times. And so for some people, they work better in the morning. Some people, they feel they work better at night. I actually feel like I'm more awake and I produce better results like towards the end of the day at nighttime. I don't like waking up and I kind of sit there and just drag and I'm a little slow even. But what do you guys think? When do you work best? Do you work best in the morning or at nighttime? That would be interesting to know. So, if you're just hopping in, the question is, when do you work better? Do you work better in the morning or do you work better at night? Everybody, I feel like, I don't know, I can't say everybody hates waking up early. I actually had a buddy back in college who liked to wake up at 3-mile run. I was like, dude, what is wrong with you? Those people to me are animals. Anybody who can wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go on a 3-mile run, you're an animal. I don't know how you do it. How did the big proposal go? We're still waiting to hear back. There's a lot to discuss with this company. And really, even more important... Oh, no. Come on. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing this. What's my internet speed at? Oh, well, that would be why. Why is my internet so slow right now? It's only running at 50 meg. We'll test it again in a second. Hopefully it picks back up. Sorry about any disruptions, guys. Don't know why my internet's not kicking in like it should be. There we go. It's jumping up a little bit. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. But the big client, or the big contract that we're working on, we're still working on it. We're just waiting to hear back from them. We had to send them over. They wanted to see, so we talked to them. We had the meeting, pitched the proposal. They really liked the proposal. They wanted some time to review. Then a day or two later, they reached out and they wanted to see some of the past clients we worked on. So we sent them that. So, and then that was like over the weekend. So, because I believe, we pitched them Friday. So over the weekend, we ended up sending something. I think I sent something over on Sunday. And so, today's Thursday, so they have Monday, Tuesday to look at it. They wanted a little bit more time, but that's really it before we talk again. Also, Ted's super busy. That's the guy's name who owns the company. He's obviously very busy. He's got, I think he said 200 employees. So there's a lot going on with that operation. So, and he wants to meet again before we sign the contract just to go over some final things, because his vision of what he should do is different from what I think he should do as a marketer. So, Chance, what's going on, man? What happened was he wants to do a podcast, which is totally fine. He thinks that there aren't enough people providing education and information in the industry, which is great. But at the end of the day, he wants me to use whatever dollars he's spending, obviously, to make him more money, not just get him exposure and build his authority in his niche. That's one part. But we also have to generate new families, essentially, for them to take on. And so what I told him was, look, man, we can do the podcast, we can do content marketing, but here's what I see we need to do first. Your website is out of date, it doesn't have much information, so there's a lot that we can do to really get you start ranking in your local area first. So what I think we should do is rebuild your website. You're at a point now where you're making enough money, you guys have had this site for years, and it's okay, but it's nothing special. So let's revamp your website, revamp your brand a little bit. Implement some SEO on the site, begin content marketing, build out more service pages, content pages on your site. We can include, obviously, information in there. And then after that, we're going to begin ads. So PPC ads for people looking for these types of services, follow up with email, text message sequences to book appointments for them to come in. And that's going to be our base. So that's going to be like phase 1, phase 2. Phase 1 being build the website, phase 2 being implement, obviously, SEO and a content marketing strategy. And then implementing PPC. Phase 3 would be, okay, now let's get on social, let's promote the podcast, the content, run ads towards the content that you're promoting, and build your brand that way. But at the end of the day, and this is what people really have to understand, is even if a business owner comes to you and says, this is what I want to do, that's fine, but we have to we have to do things in the right order. And a lot of times agency owners end up hurting themselves because they try to appeal to what the business owner feels they want versus what they need. And so if I were to take on his campaign and do what he wanted, he'd probably end up letting me go in a few months, because a content-based brand, what he wants to do, a podcast, takes a lot of time to grow unless you have a ton of money to spend on ads to promote that brand. And he's not looking to spend a ton of money on ads to promote it. He wants to kind of grow it organically, which I get. It's more affordable that way. But again, I wouldn't be driving him a lot of traffic, because content is going to go nationwide when he only services really the North New Jersey area. So the content approach would be good, but that's long term. That's something that's going, and that's also a different stream of revenue that we could begin to create for him, where people are, either joining some type of subscription, or they get information, or they take a class, or whatever it is that we could, do with that. There's a ton that we could really do, because you could do training, you could do all kinds of stuff. But at the end of the day, again, he wants to grow his base business, which is the service that he provides that local market. So at the end of the day, what we pitched him was what I thought would be best, including what he also wants to do. But what he wants to do is something we're going to do on after month 6. That's when we'll implement that phase. So it's going well, but that's what we're going through, is explaining to him and not making him, but getting him to see our vision, which he is. He totally understands, and that's why, it took a lot of explaining to him, like, I want to do this for you. I think that's a great idea, but what we need to do is, you expect me to make you money, right? If you're spending $5-7 grand a month with me, you want a return on that. And he's like, yeah, you're totally right. I'm like, okay, so if you want the return, we have to set up your base marketing first, which is your website getting redone, SEO, content on the website, and then ads driving people to that. Once we can get profitable with that campaign, then we can implement other strategies like content marketing, a podcast, a social media group that we have that's public to people who want information on this topic, things like that. So just keep in mind, guys, even when you're selling your digital marketing services or your packages or whatever it is you're selling, even if a business owner comes to you and says, this is what we want to do, you still have to take charge and be the expert. What a lot of people forget is you're considered the expert in this. I would never go into his business and try to tell him anything about his business because I know he's going to be able to run circles around me. I might be able to make some suggestions marketing or sales wise, maybe even branding wise, but that's really it. So, and that's what you have to be able to explain to business owners sometimes is like, look, Mr. Business Owner, I would never ever in my wildest dream come into your business and try to tell you anything about how to run this business because you clearly know a lot about this stuff and I know compared to you, nothing. And so the thing is, I understand this is what you want with your marketing campaign. And again, we can get to that point, but we have to, I want you to trust me and my experience and expertise in marketing to understand that you have to have this base level of marketing first before we can move to that next point. And that's what a lot of people are uncomfortable doing with their potential clients or even their clients that they currently have is explaining to them why they need to do something versus why they need to take care of the necessities or the needs before they get to what they want or desire out of their campaign. Hey, Danae, how's it going? So now that we are opened up a little bit, if you guys have agency related questions, go ahead and put them in the chat and we can go ahead and get started with tonight's Q&A session. But it's been a really good week, man. Also, if you guys are using Go High Level, I actually Chance, you might want to purchase mine. I have a new snapshot that we created. We created a bunch of new snapshots for different industries. So we have one for landscaping, we have one for tree services, we've got one for HVAC, plumbing, basically the service providers that we target as clients. We went ahead and built out, and ones that we want to target in the future. We went ahead and built out campaigns, triggers, landing pages, all kinds of stuff. And so we're actually selling those if people want them. But it comes with your email, text message campaigns. It comes with triggers already set up. It comes with landing pages. It comes with your calendars, set up your pipeline set up. We even have pitch decks for some of them. And so we're happy to obviously resell those to you guys. See if my internet speed picked up. It's looking like it. Oh yeah, it did. Okay. I don't know what happened there for a second. It was running really slow. Hey, have you heard of putting a stake on a website, or how do you propose website management? What do you mean by putting a stake on a website? I'm not sure what you mean by that. As far as website management's concerned, we charge, it depends on the client, but we'll charge anywhere from 50 to well, it depends on how much management we're doing, but usually it's between 50 to 150 bucks per month for just the management fee. That doesn't include if we do hosting for them, we're going to charge a little bit more. Where was I going? Oh yeah, website management. Typically what that is for example, if you're on WordPress, you're going to do software updates for the website. So you have to do small maintenance stuff like that. But usually it also consists of we'll make minor changes to your site. We're not going to create new pages, but we'll make minor changes to existing pages, whether that's images or copy, things like that, or buttons or colors, whatever it is that they want small changes to. We're not going to do big changes though. And that's really it. Management, that's why you don't charge a ton, but it's also super lucrative if you can get 100, 200, 300 clients under your belt that you're managing their website. You're making an easy management fee every single month to manage those sites, and it requires very little work. How do you do hosting for them? So you can become a reseller of a hosting provider. So for example, GoDaddy or Bluehost, they have reseller programs that you get it at a cheaper price because once your first one's going to be regular price, but once you get to like your fifth website or third website, they give you a discount, and then you get 10 or 50 websites, whatever it is. I don't know the increments, but you get a discount, and the more you buy, or the more that you bring to their hosting platform, the more of a discount you get. And then you basically pass that cost plus your markup on to the client. And then you just connect their website to that hosting platform. And then if they ever leave you, great, they still have to keep paying you a hosting fee. You don't have to pay for your marketing or anything, but you do have to pay me for hosting, because we're not going to host your website for free. If they don't pay, you just turn off hosting, then their website goes down, then they're calling you like, well, why'd you turn off the website? Well, you're not paying me for hosting, that costs money. That didn't just go away just because you stopped using my marketing services. So, and if they want to transfer, fine, you talk to the new website that manager who's going to host it, you give them the information they need, they'll connect it to wherever they're going to rehost it at in the future. What triggers a plumbing service provider can give? What? Gaurav, I do not understand what you mean by that. What trigger a plumbing service provider can give? How important is Google My Business optimization, citations, and reviews while trying to tank a local business? And what's the order of importance in these factors? Well, first of all, Google My Business is very important. I guarantee you, with a client that doesn't have it even remotely set up, you can go on, set up their Google My Business profile, and you'll instantly begin driving new traffic to their business. Citations are also very important. It's not super. Really, what's most important is user experience on the website, the structure, the technical structure, like meta tags, data, link structure, things like that. But citations are important. Reviews are super important, though. Having a ton of positive reviews on those websites definitely entices search platforms like Google or Yelp or whatever to rank you higher. So ranking, Google My Business is probably the most important, making sure that's set up properly. Reviews would probably be next, and then citations after that. Citations aren't like as important as they used to be, but they're still important. Shandy, it's okay that you're late, no problem. Happy to have you. So yeah, Vic, the most important things, Google My Business is important. The technical side of the website, the structure, the metadata, things like that. Performance, making sure that the site runs very quickly and smoothly, whether it's on desktop or mobile. A lot of people forget that mobile is very important. And so when I'll see websites that are developed, for a phone, and for the mobile side of the site, the buttons are super small, text is super small, and it's like that's user experience that people think that has no effect on a website as far as ranking is concerned, but it has actually a massive effect on how well that website ranks. So, those factors really actually mean more than a lot of other things like citations and small things, like publications, things like that, publications in local media, things like that. Those are important, they help. But even more importantly is the user experience on the website, making sure that when people get there, they find information quickly and they take action. Google loves seeing those signals. I meant what kind of trigger equals a lead magnet? Oh, okay. Trigger, what kind of lead magnet a plumbing service provider can give to clients? So a lot of people do like free inspections, obviously in the service or the contractor niche, free inspections, things like that. You could do, they could, if they're comfortable doing a discount, they could do a discount. It's kind of up to the business owner what they're willing to do. There's not really a lot you can do, because you can't do like free installation. That's where they make a lot of their money. You can't do free products because that's just part of the cost of doing business. Really you could do discounts on the labor hours if they wanted. Most plumbers don't want to do that though. So free inspections is a lot of what these people do. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I showed you guys the contract last week and what we did there. So, any other marketing related questions, everybody? When doing ads, do you use client's ad account or my own? You create and use your client's ad account. Definitely use theirs. Zacchaeus, it's okay, no worries for being late. Happy you're here, man. Can you suggest any tips about how to optimize a local Google My Business profile? What's important? Honestly, dude, if you set up a Google My Business profile, they tell you everything to complete. Obviously, the NAP information, which is name, address, phone number, having the hours listed, having reviews on the Google My Business listing. You need to have at least 20 to 50 reviews at the very minimum. So if you don't see very many reviews on their site, they need to go ahead and start collecting those ASAP. What else? The service description, those things, you can actually update your service description. I can actually pull it up. What am I doing? Hang on one sec. I'll pull up my Google My Business listing and I'll just run through it that way. Or actually, I'll show you my clients because I don't mind showing theirs. No. One sec, guys. I'm pulling up the Google My Business listing from one of my clients. Okay, so what we're going to look at here, actually, let me pull up YouTube, make sure you guys can see this. All right, let's drag it over here a little bit, drag it up. All right, so you guys can see what's going on here. So when you get to the Google My Business listing, you can see everything over here. You can go to info, that'll be the first place you'll want to start, and you just update all of the info about the business, if it ever wants to load. There it is. So you're going to put in the service areas. This is super important, making sure that you have a bunch of service areas, or I think they allow up to 10. So making sure service areas are put in there, super important. The time, the address being correct, the name obviously being correct. The @ which is their quick name. It's small, but it's still worth it. Obviously having their website, having an appointment link if they have the ability to set appointments. If they have products, you can put in all their products. These people don't really sell products, they provide a service. So listing out keywords that relate to the service. You can see all of these are different services that we can do. And so you go in and you just add all the different services that you can do. Fill out this is like a new section that, not new, but it really started becoming popular with like COVID coming around. So it's like appointment required, staffs wear masks, online estimates, online services not available. Ooh, I actually wanted to update that too, because we will do on-site services. So there's all that. And then having the description in here, making sure that you're including keywords inside of the description, very important. Having photos, so going back and adding photos to your profile. Our photos actually get us tons of views. You can see 85 views on this one, 181, 85, 488, 75. Tons of people looking at our photos because they want to see what's happened. 1.6K, 9K. These are all views coming from Google. So it's helping us, obviously. And you can put interior. You need to put as many as you can, whether it's the interior of the business, exterior. You want to get customers to post photos. Even this is super helpful. If you have any video, so we actually just got done with a campaign video. So we're actually about to upload their campaign video here. It's on YouTube right now. What else? Turning messages on if you want them to be able to receive messages from Google. And that's pretty much it, guys. And then adding some posts in, that's pretty much it. Then make sure that the profile is actually getting reviews. Like if they don't have a ton of reviews on their platform or on Google, it's going to make it very difficult for them to get new clients. So you want to make sure that they're getting reviews. And then you can see it's very, very, very quick. We've only been running this campaign for them for a couple months. What? So when we first started, this was actually only at about 700. So we've gotten 500 more searches where people have actually found their Google My Business profile. You can see where we took over. Right in here. Look at all this jump that they've already had. So they're getting more listings on search. They're getting more listings on maps, which you can see is driving new traffic, which all of this is when we started as well. We actually started on the 29th, but it takes a little bit of time. Like the 29th is when we resubmitted their site. So you can see at about April 7th is when things really started to kind of come up. And you can see they're getting more visits to the site, more requests for directions, people calling, all types of stuff. And then we're very, very local to the Rockledge market, at least starting out right now. And then we're going to expand by working on other geo-targeted keywords like Vieira West, Cocoa, Port St. John. We'll move down there, Satellite Beach, Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, Palm Bay. They still get traffic from these areas, but what they weren't doing when they originally started was targeting their base of operations, which is their primary city. And so that's actually what we started doing, is making sure that we're targeting this area. So that's Google My Business and how to update the profile. Very, very simple, guys, but it goes a long way. I promise you, when you do it right, it goes a long way for any business. Is there any good place to buy industry-specific SMMA SOPs and job descriptions? Not really. I mean, we sell our SOPs, Jan. If you're wanting to, ours are expensive, but I mean, any SOP is going to be expensive, so I don't know why I'm saying it like it's uncommon. SOPs are expensive, that's the thing. So if you want to buy them, you have to have the money to invest because, like, for example, for our SOPs, we've probably invested over $200,000, $250,000 into creating our SOPs just to run our agency. That's how much time and money we've invested to build out our SOPs. So if you want to buy them, you can. Like, we sell them, and we even sell job descriptions. If you want job descriptions, we sell those too. So if you want, reach out to me and we can talk about selling those to you. Again, they're not cheap, but they are, I guarantee you this, they're not cheap. But the second you get them and implement them into your business, you will be that much more profitable. You're going to make that money back with these. That's what people don't realize, is how important the SOP and the job descriptions and having the right team in place really is. That's honestly more important than being able to land clients. Because you can land clients all day, but if you get a bunch of clients in and then you can't make them happy because you can't run campaigns efficiently and effectively, they're going to leave. Well, then what happens? Then they leave negative reviews. And then guess what? You're not landing any clients because they see all your negative reviews and nobody wants to work with you. Like, that's what people don't get. Like, landing clients is important. You have to land clients to run a business. But at the end of the day, if you can't produce results for these clients and do it very quickly, they're going to leave. Like, for example, this client that I have, the roofing one that I just showed you, if we didn't get them results by month 2, because month 1 they spent, it was $7,000 to get everything up and running, build a new website, stuff like that. If they didn't see results by the end of month 2, he'd have been very freaked out and worried about whether he made the right call or not. So if you're not getting some kind of result by month 2, you should expect business owners to probably start leaving. You mentioned the importance of reviews. How do you help them get more reviews? Just Google reviews or other relevant? So all reviews are important, whether it's Facebook, Google, Yelp, anywhere you can get reviews is great. The primary ones, though, are Google and Yelp, making sure that people are getting reviews there. But what you need to do is, for example, with our clients, for just because we're talking about it already, the roofing company I'm talking about, we actually got them onto our CRM, Go High Level. And what we do is we have a pipeline of where their people are, where the customers are in the sales lifecycle. So it starts off from a new lead to a hot lead to an appointment booked to whether they landed the client or not after the estimate, which is the appointment. If they landed the client, then there's a slot at the very end that says job completed. Well, when a job is completed, what they do is they move that contact into the job completed stage of the pipeline, and then it automatically kicks off a campaign. It texts that client to ask or request them for a review of the service they received, right? So those types of things, you can't force people to give you reviews, but what you can do is make it easier for them to give you a review by sending them information and sending them the place to basically go leave you a review. And the cool thing is you can even filter it. So what we actually do is we'll send a text and say, hey, how was your service with Can-Am Roofing? And then they'll either say, it was great, or it was terrible. If we get a negative response, which we can actually use AI to tell us whether it's a negative or positive response. If we get a negative response, it actually doesn't even post or send them the review link. It actually just sends a message to the internal management team, and then they know to reach out to that person before they do leave a bad review and try to resolve the issue. But if they respond positively, then we send them the link basically to their Google My Business listing, and they can leave a review there. Holy crap. Shakira Nene Morris. What's up, girl? Hi. Hi, should I buy subscriptions for tools like Yes Ahrefs, Yes Proposify? Oh, before you get your first client, well, you kind of will need to because like Proposify is where you're going to build your proposal, so you can't have a client without pitching a proposal. So maybe that one. You don't really need Ahrefs until until you land a client. Really, you don't even necessarily need it at all because if you hire an SEO manager, they typically already have a subscription and will put your client on their account. So you don't really, what we use it for is internal use, so that way we can keep up with things internally, and we always have a view on it, but also we use it for like building out audits, but that's really it. So you don't have to use it. You can build out audits with other tools and free tools, but you don't have to. If a client is interested in email marketing, what platform would you recommend? Go high level. And would if the platform has a bad delivery rate? When you say delivery rate, what do you mean? Like emails being delivered to the email address? Or like open rates are bad, or they're bouncing, or they're like, what do you mean specifically by a bad delivery rate? Because if you have the email addresses correct and you can afford the credits to send the emails, and it's an email software, there shouldn't be a bad delivery rate. It should just send the emails. But we just use Go High Level. Like we literally have canceled like I'd say 60 to 70% of the subscription software that we were using and migrated everything over to Go High Level because it has everything you need right there. If you're talking cold email, then Mailshake or Lemlist, something like that, and make sure you buy a different domain for that. But yeah. Any thoughts on Bright Local or any other similar services? I don't use Bright Local. Again, I use Go High Level actually. They have a marketplace where it ties into Yext. That way I don't even have to pay the like $900 Yext fee per month. So I like Go High Level for that as well. There's also like citationbuilderpro.com. You don't have to use, I definitely wouldn't use Bright Local, I can tell you that much. Bright Local is not as great as they appear. But Vendasta also does it. Yext does it. It's kind of up to you what you want to spend and how many clients. Like if you have a lot of clients that are doing a citation service, then Yext is going to be your best bet. But if you don't have a lot of clients yet and you're not doing it for all of your clients, then I would say stay away from any of those bigger softwares. Excuse me, and use something like Citation Builder Pro. All my friends want to know if I'm going to go watch the NFL draft. Honestly, I'm kind of tired. Let's see. Following up on Danae's questions, how important is email warm-up to have good deliverability rates? It's very important. So essentially, here's how it works, guys. If you're going to do, because we're talking about cold emailing here. All right, Danae, I'll get to your question in a second. If we're talking about deliverability and email warm-up, that's dealing with cold email, like doing mass cold email. If that's the case, here's the rules. Buy a new domain. Don't use your primary domain that you use for your agency. Buy another one for like $5, $12, whatever it costs, and use that as the domain that you send email campaigns from when you do it at mass quantity. Use a software like Mailshake, Lemlist to filter out any of the bad emails or emails that'll probably bounce. And then after that, the biggest thing is your send rate. So how many emails are you sending per day? If it's a brand new email or a brand new domain, start off at 25 a day and then double that every single week. Okay, up to however high you want to get, but start off at 25 emails per day for the first week, second week 50, third week 100, fourth week 200, and just double that every single week and you'll be good. That's pretty much it. Never use your main domain and never start off just blasting out 10,000 emails on a brand new domain to a random list. You will get shut down so quickly, promise you. If they're not opening emails, Danae, I would have to know a little bit more about the company, like what types of, what's the company, like what is their industry, what services or products do they sell, the list, how are you acquiring those emails? Again, with open rates, it usually also has a lot to do with subject lines. Are you coming off super salesy or promotional? If it's not like content or information based, you should expect super low open rates. Open rates for like promotional style emails can range anywhere from 1, depending on the email list again, anywhere from 1 to 10%. Info content driven campaigns, like for example, like my serial entrepreneur campaigns, we can get open rates of 40, 50% sometimes. But it depends on the type of campaign you're running. It depends on the list and where you acquired it from. It depends on the subject lines and how good those are. Because if they're not good subject lines or enticing, I'm not going to open the email. That's honestly, one of the most important things about an email is the subject line, because that is what gets me to open. So if you're not writing good subject lines, don't expect many opens. Which software do you use for scheduling meetings with clients? Guys, I'm going to hook y'all up, okay? Everything that you guys keep asking me, all this software stuff, I use one software for everything. You guys have to get, this is why, if you're not using this, and here's the other benefit. If you use this software that I'm about to post in here, I'm going to give you access to my email campaigns, my text message campaigns, my landing pages, all the triggers. You won't have to do hardly any work for your agency. The exact same ones we use to land clients, you can do the exact same thing. All you have to do is use that affiliate link that I just posted in the chat. But go high level. We use it for email text message campaigns. We use it for calendars and appointments. We use it for our CRM. We use it for landing page building. We don't have, this is what I'm saying, guys. We got rid of ClickFunnels, MailChimp Active Campaign, HubSpot. We got rid of Calendly. We got rid of, what else am I missing? I'm missing something else. Oh, we got rid of having to use Zapier as much. That's the thing, is this software is the truth. If you guys aren't using this, seriously, if you're using any other software, I think that you are doing yourself a disservice. You're spending more money and you have a lot more chaos going on in your campaigns because you have to use 15 different softwares. We can use one, and we do everything that you do, and we probably do it a little bit quicker and a little bit better because of the fact that everything is centralized now. The other cool thing is too, we even put our reporting dashboard. We have a reporting dashboard on there. It does everything. And the cool thing outside of that, you can actually add in custom tabs. So say you have, say you're using Vimeo for your training videos for clients, because if you're going to give a client software, you have to provide some type of training so that way they know how to use it. So what we do is we create videos for our clients to understand how to use the software. And then we upload those to Vimeo. Well, instead of making my client go find these videos on Vimeo, we actually just put a tab on the dashboard that says training videos. You can actually custom put one on the dashboard. And then they just click that and it directs them over to Vimeo, where all of our videos are listed on a play page. So again, if you guys want a hookup, a massive hookup, that link that I posted, I'm going to post it one more time. It's also in my description right below the video. But if you want a hookup, all you have to do is click that, sign up, use my affiliate link. When you do reach out to me on Facebook or something like that, tell me that you signed up using my affiliate link. And what I'll do is I'll go look up your email, and then I'll send over all of my emails, text messages, landing pages, all the triggers, my calendar setups, pipelines, everything that you need will pretty much already be set up for your agency. All you have to do is make some minor adjustments. Yes, we use Go High Level for all of our clients. That's the thing. We don't just use it for us. It is your marketing software for everything. You don't need anything else anymore, guys. That's what, I don't think people really understand what I'm talking about. That, you don't know what you're missing until you use Go High Level. You really don't, because you don't understand what, this is the software back in 2014 that I've been waiting for it's actually a software I've been waiting for about the last 7 years. I've been wanting this to happen. I didn't want to undertake this project. I also knew how much it would cost to develop something like this. But this amazing company comes out of nowhere and creates Go High Level, and it's exactly what every agency needs. That's the thing. People just don't get it. And it's not perfect yet, guys. It's still I think they're a 2-year-old company. It's not perfect, but it literally does everything we need. And they're coming up with new updates and software. You can build websites on this thing. You can build membership areas. So say you say your niche is coaching people, guys who do coaching like I do, and that's your marketing clients. You can actually build membership websites on there and post the videos and content that they have on there. Eventually, we're about, my courses are hosted on Kajabi. Eventually, we're going to migrate away from Kajabi and just put it on Go High Level, because we're not going to have to pay. We'll save another $400 per month. That's what I've saved per month since we switched over. We're saving anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 a month in software costs. So again, you guys do what you want, but I'm telling you what you should be doing right now, because it will change your business. wow, there's a bunch up here. Good tip about the alternate domain. Starting on my SMMA here in Norway after working in digital marketing for another SMMA for a while, there is only 5.7 million people living here. Any tips on outreach strategies for this market? Lars, don't choose a super limited niche, meaning pick a niche that has a lot of businesses in your area. That's going to be one of your main things. Like, people will be in a small, and 5.7 million people is not like a little bit of people. That's a lot of people, just so you know. Like, Atlanta, I think, is like 9 million, and that's pretty much, you know, my target market for clients. So it's not that much bigger. It's bigger, obviously, but it's not that much bigger. So pick a niche where there's a lot of businesses. So pick something common: chiropractors, doctors, lawyers, you know, service providers that are contractors, people who do, you know, like general contracting or remodeling or whatever it is. Just don't limit yourself with your market by picking a niche that's super small. Which funnel strategy would you use for a live webinar? Would you have the offer at the end, or maybe structure it in an email campaign offer? I would actually do both. You definitely want to put the offer at the end. Otherwise, why have a webinar? Unless it's just a training focused webinar to broad new audiences, you could do it that way. But most people just do a live webinar to a offer at the end, and if you don't take advantage of it within a certain time frame, then you don't get the offer. Or if you do get it, it's going to be double the price or whatever. And then you can, everybody who attended your live webinar, you definitely want to follow up with via email or text message with offers, promotions of some kind. Would you use Go High Level for a client? Oh, yeah. Following up the Bright Local questions, could you show us how to use High Level for local citation? Dude, all you do is, when you get on Go High Level, you go to the agency settings tab, click marketplace, find the listing service. It's literally in the marketplace. You just click it, fill out the form, press send, pay, boom, you're done. That's it. It doesn't really need an explanation, or at least a deep dive. It's literally Go High Level, agency settings in the top right, marketplace on the left-hand side, scroll down a little bit, listing service, enter in the data, purchase, done. That's it. And then you'll see it update live inside of your dashboard. I think you can create client sub-accounts. Yes, you can. And there is no limit. Yep, completely correct. Guys, I'm telling you, if you're not using Go High Level, honestly, I think you're kind of... And not saying, what I'm saying is, if you're not at least considering it, not if you're not using it right now, because it's a new software, so I can understand why people wouldn't be using it yet. But if you haven't even checked it out and really looked into it, I think that you're probably not a great business owner, because this is a software that is changing the marketing industry. And if you don't at least do your due diligence and check this thing out, when you have thousands of agency owners, like prominent agency owners, myself, Billy Jean, Joel Kaplan, like all these guys are using Go High Level. Like all the guys that you see sending you ads, we're all using Go High Level because it's badass. Starting with an estimate, I just answered that. So every single client I pitch to, I'm going to say, use Go High Level for website and lead gen. You're not going to say that at all to them. Why would you? No, you're just going to, don't focus on all that stuff. All you're going to do is say, you're going to sell them your marketing campaign, and then you're going to build in the fact that you're going to now manage their CRM for them. They do all of the actual work inside the CRM, but you're going to be the one managing the actual setup and any, you know, training or anything related to the CRM itself. And all you do is you say, look, now you have a CRM that we included in your package. Name another marketing agency that's going to do that for you. Good questions tonight, guys. We're getting into some good stuff here. Hey, do me a favor, by the way, if you haven't done so already and you're loving today's content, hit that thumbs up button. Let other people know that you really, really love these Q&A sessions and that you learned something. Most importantly, that you learned something, because why else join a Q&A if you're not going to learn anything? All right, guys. Quick question. You can keep putting your questions inside the chat if you want, but I have a question for you. So what I do every single week is I do a giveaway for my mentorship group. We have a mentorship group. We meet every Tuesday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. and 3 p.m. 6 p.m. on Tuesday, 3 p.m. on Wednesday. And basically it's a live video where you actually get to join. Like right now I'm on a Zoom call. This is what this video is right here. You actually get to join my Zoom call and you can ask me questions live with me on the Zoom call. And then we obviously can answer your questions and get you the help you need for your agency. That being said, I need you to do two things. If you want to play the marketing agency mentorship giveaway game, I need you to do two things. Because what we do is we play a game. I ask a question. First person to get the question right wins a free month to our mentorship program, which is 8 live trainings and Q&A sessions with me. If you want access to that, I need you to do two things. Number one, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. If you don't hit the thumbs up button, you do not qualify to win. And so even if you get the answer right, I'm not going to give it to you. So you got to hit the thumbs up button. The next thing you have to do is go inside that little chat right there that you see everybody talking into and say, hey, Jordan, I want to play the mentorship giveaway game. Or you can say, yeah, let's play. Or, hey, I want to play. It doesn't matter. You just got to say that you want to play inside the chat. And again, if you don't do either one of those two things, you don't qualify to win. So you have to do that. Kai asks, it's been a while since I've been here. Now I've quit my job and have marketing solutions company, doing it dumb and figuring it out myself. Kai, you don't have to do that. Any tips on finding the legal ways to run finances? Dude, finances are simple. Collect revenue, record it, record your expenses, send it to an accountant to do your taxes. That's really it. Gonna blast this on LinkedIn and Twitter right now. What are you talking about, Zacchaeus? You gonna share it with people? I appreciate that, man. That's really nice of you. Glad that you found enough value in it to feel that you wanted to do that. So far, we've got 4 people who want to play the mentorship giveaway game. Again, if you didn't hit the thumbs up button or if you don't say, hey, I want to play in the chat, you do not qualify to play or win. So right now we have 4 people who could potentially win. Is there anybody else who wants to play before we get started? Again, all I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question. The first person, and it pertains to what we've been talking about today on today's Q&A. So I'm going to ask you a question. The first person to get that question right wins the mentorship giveaway game. So I'll ask one more time. I'll say it one more time. If you want to play, hit the thumbs up button and then just put in the chat that you would like to play. And we will get started with the question, or I'll ask the question in just a second. Kai, I don't really like automated services because here's the thing. Automated services still rely on you to answer a bunch of questions. And unless you're an accountant, you probably don't know a lot about the tax code. Like I don't know a lot about taxes and how they work and when things need to be filed and how much to pull away and all of that. Like I even took accounting in college. I hated the class, made like a B. And you just won't know enough. So it's easier, the automated services are more like for personal use, like filing personal taxes. But for your business, you need to do it the right way. The best thing to do is hire an accountant to take care of that. And they're not expensive, especially with the amount of money that you will end up saving. Like they actually save me a ton of money every year because they get me write-offs that I didn't know existed. For example, like I just got a message from my accountant on Monday saying, hey, Jordan, you qualify for the employee retention tax credit, which if you live in the U.S., you've heard of the PPP thing going. PPP is basically what they've been doing for relief for COVID for business owners. And so basically, because I guess kept employees throughout COVID, they gave me what was called an employee retention tax credit. And I'm actually getting $10,000 given to me from the IRS. They're giving me 10 grand. And that's because my accountant knew to file for that. I would have never known that, and I would have missed out on 10 grand. It's worth it, I'm telling you, to pay that accountant the little bit that you have to pay them because they're going to actually end up saving you and making you keep more of your money than if you try to do it by yourself. All right, so we've got about 5 or 6, 7 people who want to play, so I guess that's what we'll go with. If you didn't put anything in the chat, I'm sorry, you won't win. So let me find a good thing to ask. Okay. When it comes to cold emailing, I said a couple things that you need to make sure you need to do. What is one of the things I said you need to do if you're going to do cold emailing? One thing. Subject line is not the answer I'm looking for, Hassam. That's more related to open rate. I'm talking if you're going to run a cold email campaign, there was two very specific things that I said you want to make sure you do, because otherwise you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to screw yourself over. Nope, none of the answers that have been given so far. It's not subject, it's not targeting, it has nothing to do with value, it's not about the subject or the subject lines. It was a very specific point I made that if you're going to do, there we go, Zacchaeus is the winner of tonight's giveaway game. The answer is you don't use your primary domain, your primary agency website domain. You get a fresh domain that has never been used, that you don't care if it gets shut down. That's why you buy a cheap one, right? You're gonna buy one for $12 because if it gets shut down because too many people marked your email as spam, because that's what happens with cold email. If too many people mark your email as spam, you get blacklisted, meaning you can't send emails to anyone anymore, right? So one of the most important things you can do is buying yourself a new domain to be able to send emails from. The second thing I was looking for is you start off with a slow send rate. So you start off with about 25 and then you double that send rate every single week. So 25 emails per day for the first week. Second week, you're going to go up to 50. Third week, you're going to go up to 100, and so on and so on. And the reason why is because you have to warm up that domain. So buy a new domain, and if it's new, you have to warm it up. If you've never sent emails from it before, it's a brand new domain. It has no history. So now you have to warm it up. So the two answers I was looking for, essentially, buy a new domain and use that. Don't use your primary. And then warm up your email list, or warm up your email domain, meaning start off slow sending to your list. Don't go out and blast out 10,000 emails because, again, I guarantee you, I would be willing to bet $10,000 right now that if you take any domain, not any domain, if you take a brand new domain and you go out and get a list of 10,000 emails and you send out one blast to that 10,000 emails, you're going to get shut down that day. Guaranteed. And I would be even willing to bet that you get shut down in the first 3 hours of that campaign launching. Vic, you were right behind. So it's not about who answered at the same time. It's who answered first. And on my screen, you guys don't see the same way I do. I promise it might be showing that you answered it first. But on my screen is the host side. So I see everything as it should come in order. Unfortunately, Zacchaeus, fortunately for him, unfortunately for you, Zacchaeus did win. He was the first one to answer. You did have the answer correct, but I only do one giveaway a week, and this one is going to go to Zacchaeus. So, Zacchaeus, I have to ask you a question. Is your name Zacchaeus Nifong on Facebook? Because now what you need to do is go to facebook.com/serial entrepreneur. I just put it in the chat. You need to go to facebook.com/serial entrepreneur and send us a message letting us know that you won. But I need to know what is your first and last name as it appears on Facebook. I need you to write that in the chat really quick so that way I can send it over to my VA and make sure they get you your course. So here, for that Kai kid who wants to say that I'm lying, look here, Zacchaeus and then Vic. Sorry you guys are wrong. Or not you guys. Whoever's trying to say I pulled a quick one. I don't lie to you guys. I have no reason to lie. I give these away every single week. I've been doing it for 2 years. No reason to lie. Zacchaeus, you still with me? I need you to type your first and last name as it appears on Facebook into the chat. If you don't, then I might give it to Vic because he was the next one and I have to be able to verify who is sending us a message. Oh, I got you, Kai. My bad, buddy. I never lie to people. Have no reason to. Everywhere online. Okay, cool. So, Zacchaeus, just send us a message. I'm going to take a screenshot of this real quick, so that way I can send it over to my VA. Okay, so let me use it, dang it. Cool. Sending this over to my VA now. And he's not online right now. He never is at this time. So he will get it over to you tomorrow. Make sure you send that message or you won't ever get it. But that is it for tonight's giveaway, everybody. Thank you very much for showing up. I had a really good time with all of you. Hope you guys learned something in today's video. I think that if you watched and paid attention to anything, you definitely learned something. There was a lot of good conversation today. So again, thank you everybody for your amazing questions. Thank you for showing up. Guys, yeah, but this one, Green Shot's better. It has other features that I like. Anyways, I do this every single Thursday at 7:30 p.m. EST. You guys are more than welcome. It is free. We do it, again, every single Thursday at 7:30 p.m. EST. If you are wanting to join, all you have to do is show up again next week, and you could potentially win the mentorship giveaway. Outside of that, guys, thank you all for showing up. Okay, just making sure there weren't any last-minute things. Outside of that, last couple of things. If you're wanting to check out that software I was talking about all day, again, it's in the description of today's video. You can check it out there, along with all of the courses that I offer. We have free resources. Definitely make sure you subscribe and check out my YouTube channel if you haven't already. All you have to do is hit that button over here in the bottom right-hand corner, and you can subscribe. But I'm going to get out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night and have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye, guys.